Greetings, guys, gals, non-binary pals, and welcome back to another video. Whenever I get this dress, I have people telling me it is the most beautiful dress ever, which it absolutely is, and asking where I got it from. And so I will let you know that this is from an Australian independent business called Dowk, D-O-W-K. It is very expensive because it's like handmade and whatever, and I'm all for like supporting small businesses, but if you want to check out the dress and the other dresses that she makes, you can go do that over on her Instagram. It is, in fact, my favorite thing that I own because I think it's absolutely beautiful, and also because I wore it to the Hotter / Minhyuk of B2B tour, and when I met him, he told me it was beautiful, and so it just kind of made it like even 10 times better. If you want a dress that Lee Minhyuk of B2B thinks is beautiful, then you can do that. This isn't sponsored or anything, by the way. I just fucking love the clothes that she makes, so I wanted to tell you about it because people always ask. Now that I have that out of the way, today's video, I have been very busy this week because I did just get back from the Europe tour for Minhyuk, for Hotter. And so I've had to like catch up on a bunch of stuff and get my brain back into the zone. And I have been working on bigger projects this week and didn't have as much time to do my normal standard video planning. And so what I have done today is I gave Kat the task of finding me something to talk about and sending me some things to react to. And so I have not actually looked at what I am about to talk about. I like briefly did sort of know what the vibe was. And what I can gather is this is gonna be a nightmare because this is a family, which, you know, we love talking about, and it is a family of 20 children. I thought that the video I made about the family with 12 children, I thought that that was too many and enough, and like it couldn't get any worse. These people have 20 kids. Although I haven't watched the videos yet, I am sure there is going to be a lot to say. And if you like this video and want to see more like it, please do not forget to leave a like and hit subscribe. I am so incredibly close to 500k right now. Hopefully by the time we're watching this, I actually will have hit it. But still, I would really appreciate if you subscribe. As I said, this week I've been working on a lot of bigger projects. I have some videos that I'm really proud of, that I'm really excited to share with you, but I do not have a ton of time to work on them because I've had to maintain this very rigorous upload schedule. So if you subscribe, it really does help me out. It is the best way to support the channel. The algorithm loves when people hit the subscribe button on a video. So please do that if you aren't already. I really do appreciate it because I would love to put out these big projects that I have been working on. Yeah, so thank you a ton. I appreciate it. Also, if you are already subscribed, feel free to leave a like, comment below. I sometimes scroll through and have a little look at some of your thoughts, so would love to hear your thoughts on this one. Now, let's have a watch and react together. I'm kind of scared. I don't usually react to things for the first time on camera. I usually am quite prepared ahead of time, so let's see how this goes and how I react to everything we're about to watch together. So this is having 19 kids, and he's begging, please, no more kids, and she's like, I think we should have 20. I don't think this is funny. I don't think it's really very funny because I feel like, you know, it kind of goes in the way of like a no always wins in situations like this. If like someone doesn't want kids, the solution is to not have kids. If someone doesn't want more kids, the answer is to not have more kids because that affects the dynamic that already exists, right? Like adding another one changes something. Not adding another one doesn't. So the no wins, right? Like I don't think it's very funny to be like, please, no more kids. And she's like, we're having another kid. I just don't think it's very funny. I just don't think it's very funny. And I really, really, truly, truly do not think that you should have 20 children. You can't split your attention like that. It's just unsustainable, and there is no way you are parenting all of these kids. And what, you're gonna pop out another baby, and then what? What happens to all the other kids that you have? You cannot divide your attention between 20 kids. I think it would be hard enough as a parent to have like 3. Like 3 kids feels like that would be a lot. You have to give your attention to each child. I honestly, do you even know all their names? Do you even know the names of all your kids? Do you know their interests? Like, I just don't think you can know your kids on a personal level if you have this many children. I just don't think that's a possibility. Once you get to this point, they're not people anymore. They're just like things that she's like popping out of herself. Not how I view them. Definitely how she views them though, right? Like you don't view, that's a classroom. She's not viewing them all as like individual people. It's just not happening. It's just not happening. Finally found something my wife can't do better than I can, and it is him waking up at 7:45, brushing his teeth at 7:46, and then leaving the house at 7:47. And firstly, sir, you did not brush your teeth properly. You were meant to brush your teeth for 2 minutes. And if you brushed your teeth and then got down to the car to pull away in under a minute, why did you even bother? Like, you didn't do shit. Your teeth are not clean. That aside, yeah, I think the reason maybe your wife can't do that is because she's looking after 20 kids. If at 7:45 in the morning, you're fucking leaving the house, fuck you, bro. Like, you're just leaving your wife to do all the morning stuff with your 20 children and like then being like, she could never do this. She's kind of got her hands full. She's a little bit busy right now. I don't actually think it's her fault. Well, I mean, I guess she wanted 20 kids, so it's like kind of her fault in that regard. But like, it's not for the fault of not being able to get ready quickly. It's the fact that like she literally can't because there are 20 kids that you really should be helping with. This is when the kids hear you talking about maybe having one more.
No, never. Y'all will never do that again.
Making that into a joke is just not funny to me. Like, I don't know why so many of these people think that it's funny to laugh at their kids' struggles, but it's really not. It's really not funny to do that. Being like, my kids really don't want another sibling. They really don't want another child in the house. They are like begging us not to because they're like, it's enough, it's too many, it's already hard on us. And then being like, but we want to. So what our kids want doesn't actually matter. I want another baby. So like what they want is irrelevant to me. Yeah, it's irrelevant to you because you don't fucking look after your kids. You have a baby and then you have a team of babysitters to look after them. It literally, like, as I said, once you get to this many kids, it like doesn't even make that much of a difference to her anymore because she just can pass the baby over to the other kids whom, you know, if you've got 20, presuming like maybe there are some twins or something in there, like the oldest, like they've got to be at least like 20, surely, right? Like they've got the age range from all the way from like 20 down to like baby, maybe like 18 at the youngest for the older one. I don't know the ages of the in-betweens and how many twins or whatever there were. But there are people there who are like old enough to care for babies. And I'm sure they were given that responsibility well before they were equipped to do that, probably when they were like 8, to be honest. Let's be real, especially the eldest daughter. She can carry on just popping out babies because she's like, I have a team of babysitters. I don't have to look after all these ones because they look after each other. And then if the baby is too much for me, I can just hand it over, right? Like there are parents that I've seen when I talk about this sort of stuff who are kind of like, the trick to parenting is to have 5 kids or more because then they look after each other and you don't have to do anything. You just stand back and watch them. Then why are you a fucking parent? I don't understand why these people have kids in the first place. I think these people are probably religious and they're like, it's God's will. That's why I have so many kids. I don't use contraception. And so I just keep popping out kids. And it's like, that's fucked up and unfair. It's sad that that's like the motivator for parenthood, I feel, right? To like not even really enjoy being a parent, but just to like view it as a duty of like, I popped out a baby. Job done. Wiping my hands of them. Maybe one day they'll come and look after me in the future. They've got to live up to the expectations that I set. They're going to come look after me when I'm older. They can look after each other now. It's just not, you shouldn't be a parent. You shouldn't be a parent. If you're going to have 20 kids, you shouldn't have any, I think. I think if you have 20 kids, you became a parent for the wrong reason and you're like not even a parent anymore. Like, you've just made yourself into a baby machine. You are more than a baby machine. Why are you making yourself into one? Like, you have other purposes, right? You can have a life outside of just being pregnant and giving birth. Jesus Christ.
When your parents are petty. And they don't let you sleep in weekends. He was mad and dropped a whole quote on me.
You're not funny, or you're not funny, you're not just
Like for part 2.
So, God. So this was their father going around and pouring water on the faces of some of their kids to wake them up for the fact that they don't let them sleep in on weekends. And I'm pissed the fuck off because he did this to 3 kids and they were the older ones. I'm assuming these are the 3 oldest kids because they all look like they're like older teenagers. And so this to me implies the fact that the responsibility of these teenagers is to wake up early on weekends and look after their younger siblings, because we all know young kids wake up early. That's just something that they do. That's why kids shows are on TV at like 5 a.m. Young kids wake up early. They go to bed early, they wake up early. That is something that comes with most young children. And that's gonna happen on the weekends as well. So then to like blame your older children for waking you up early on weekends and not your younger children, to me feels as though you're blaming them for not taking your responsibility as a parent. I mean, maybe you just don't want to pour water on the faces of your younger kids and you're like, they also won't let me sleep in, but I'm not going to take it that far and pour water on my younger kids' faces. I'm going to pour it on my older kids' faces. I don't particularly care. If you signed up to be a parent, you signed up to be woken up early on the weekends, and your teenagers wouldn't be awake early on weekends, like, and waking you up if they didn't have all these younger siblings. Like, they probably would also sleep in if they had the choice, but they are all in bedrooms with just bunk beds. They're all sharing rooms because of course they are. You can't sleep that many people in a normal house. So like, if they're awake early on the weekends, if they didn't have all these siblings, they'd probably very easily just entertain themselves. It's not their fault that you're being woken up early on weekend. I'm fucking pissed off. This is just such a fucked up thing to do. You're petty, so you're waking up your kids because they wake you up. You're a parent. Be a fucking parent.
People always ask, how do you guys do it?
Let's go. We gotta go. It's not laundry time. I got inspections to do. You got paperwork to do. Licensing. Hello? Come on. Let's go.
I'll put this away real quick, and then we'll go.
Hey, don't mind me. I got work to do. She has work to do. She can't leave the house until apparently all this is done. Should I cancel my appointments for the day? 2 hours later.
All that I accomplished, that's what I get.
They didn't answer the question. How do you guys do it? They didn't really answer, other than, I guess, the fact that they're both going out with none of the kids, so presumably it means the kids are all at home looking after each other because they are a self-sufficient ecosystem, I suppose. They definitely don't think they ever need to get like any sort of childcare or babysitter or anything, because they're just gonna look after themselves, and they will. They shouldn't have to, but they absolutely will. I don't know what is going on here, or what is, if that is what's happening, but it is the only thing I can assume. And also the fact that this man just stood there and said, like, waited for her to finish folding the laundry, like staring at her. Bro, why didn't you just sit down and help? It would have gone twice as fast. She was folding laundry. You can do that, right? How do you do it? He doesn't. The answer is he just doesn't. He just gets his wife to do all of it. Bro, the laundry is right there in front of you. You want her to hurry up? Pick up some freaking trousers and fold them yourself. Like, you are capable of putting away laundry, right? I'm sorry, your masculinity or whatever, but like, You can't complain about your wife taking a long time if you don't do anything to make that quicker.
I had a dream. It was like my setup with him. I mean, I was like, I don't care how many kids you have, I still want to have my big family.
I decided we already had a big family because, you know, I came in with 8 and she had 3. So that's 11 right there. Every morning, the middle school kids, I drive them to the school and then I come immediately back and I pick up the elementary kids. There's 6 of them. And then I drive them to the elementary school and then come back. And then usually have about an hour, then I gotta be at the office.
Groceries are at least, it's about $250 to $500 like every week. That's not including like if we go out to eat somewhere, about $200, $300. Pretty much after cleanup is chore time, get ready for the next day time.
8 o'clock, shut her down.
Yeah.
Interesting plot twist we have here. So he had 8, she had 3. So they came in with 11, which makes the age gap thing, I can't say better, but it smalls it, shrinks it a little bit. It's fascinating that they had middle school and elementary school. No high schoolers? No, they were definitely, did they mention high schoolers? Was this an old video? Because they definitely have teenagers. Hold up. Yeah.
Elementary school.
So he drives the primary school kids to school and then the middle school kids to school and then he comes back and he has some time. So there are definitely high schoolers based off of what we've seen so far. So presumably they get themselves to school. But there's also definitely kids who are younger than that. I'm pretty sure based on what I've seen there were kids who are under that age, but maybe there aren't. That didn't add up though, did it? I feel like we're missing kids. No, there has to be because they've had kids since they got together. They've had like 6 more kids since they've gotten together. So there has to be younger kids. Where are they? Where are they going to daycare? Is she a stay-at-home mom? Like, is she looking after them? Like, what's the situation with them? Presumably the high school kids find their way to school. What's happening to the younger ones? Where are they? What's going on? Unless, again, I'm miscounting. Maybe they haven't had a kid for a long time. This at least makes a bit more sense, kind of. But why would you add to it? Why would you add to it? I will say, though, it's kind of impressive to feed that many people with only $250 a week. Like, that's really impressive. What are you eating? What is your, like, how are you not spending more than that? That feels like I'm being lied to. 500 makes a lot more sense. 250 for like 22 people? That feels wrong. I mean, on the bright side, at least they go to school, right? There is that at least, because every single other one of these big families that I encounter are homeschooling. All of them, they're like completely unqualified, obviously, and they just sit down and they're like, all right, one big class, I'm gonna teach all of you, but by that I mean I'm gonna sit here while you all do independent learning. So I am glad at least they're going to school. I think because they don't give conservative Christian. But also when you have that many kids, you kind of just automatically give conservative Christian, you know what I mean? But I'm glad they go to school. So, you know, I at least can't criticize them for the fact they send their kids to school. Presumably that's what was happening in the video before, is that all the kids were at school or daycare or whatever. I just kind of wasn't expecting that, considering, like I said, I've never encountered a family this big where they were not homeschooled. I see so many of these big families on Instagram and on TikTok, and every single one of them is homeschooled. So I just kind of assumed. I'm glad that I was wrong. Still not happy about it. This says, POV when mom and dad are gone and leave big sis in charge.
Take a look around. Do you see her anywhere? News flash. You're not gonna.
So this was oldest sister being like, I am in charge. You're not gonna see our parents because I am in charge. I am the authority. And Kat pointed out that she is not the oldest. She is the oldest daughter, but she is not the oldest. And yet, of course, when the parents are away, she is the one who gets the responsibility. Oldest daughter is the one who has to then look after the kids and look after the house. The responsibility is on her. If anything goes wrong, the responsibility is on her. That's never not frustrating. And also, I don't know why I've not really ever thought about this before, and I don't know why this was prompted in my brain right now, but I'm like only now filtering through all the like TV shows and shit we grew up watching, like even like, you know, Hannah Montana, Good Luck Charlie, like that sort of thing. It's always daughter. Oldest daughter being put in charge, except Wizards of Waverly Place, in which case it was in fact oldest son. But most of the time, in like all the media we consume, it's like boys never get the responsibility. They're always like, boys being boys, you know? It's always the girls that like end up being given responsibility. It's like parents are out, it's like, daughter, you are in charge. Doesn't matter that they're not the oldest. They are always, almost always, the one who is being put in charge and having the responsibility put on them. And I've never really thought about that in the media that we consume, but like, that is very prevalent. How upsetting. Unsurprising, very upsetting. Don't like that I figured that out and fell down that. That's upsetting. But anyway, I know technically I guess someone has to be in charge when the parents are away, but also like when you have this many kids, it should not be just like one person that's in charge, and it definitely shouldn't just be like oldest girl. You are authority when we are away. If anything goes wrong, that is on you, daughter. And like, I understand that like when parents go away and there are older kids, typically you do end up in a position of like looking after them, because when you hire a babysitter, you're going to get a teenager anyway, and you're not going to have teenagers being like looked after by a teenager. However, I feel like when you have a house of 20 kids and there are so many like young kids in this house, you should actually get like an adult in to look after them. It is too much responsibility to put on a child. Like a 16-year-old or however old she is, like is not equipped to take care of that many kids. It is like so unfair to put that on her. I mean, to be fair, no one is equipped to look after this many kids. It's just not sustainable. Like these two parents also should not be looking after 20 kids, let alone like teenagers. But I know that it only works because whilst, you know, like the older kids are in fact looking after the younger ones and they are taking responsibility and they are doing a lot of the parenting. And that's the only way that it works. So the parents leaving, once again, probably doesn't even make that much difference to their lives because they're already kind of a self-sufficient unit, because there is no possible way for parents to pay attention to that many kids and meet the needs of that many kids. You cannot meet the needs of that many people as a parent. It's just not happening. Especially if you have young children at the same time, like they require a lot of attention. You cannot have like, 8 primary school kids and be like, I know all of my kids equally. No, you fucking don't. No, you don't. You do not know your children as individuals. It's actually impossible, I think, to know your children as individuals on like more than like a surface level, right? Like I think that you can have 20 people in your life or whatever that you like know, but not that you like know, right? Especially not as like a parent-child relationship should go. There's no way that you like actually have connections with all of your children. And if you do, like they're not at all equally measured, even a little bit. POV, when parents of 20 finally go on a much deserved getaway to reminisce and enjoy their 10-year anniversary. I mean, this just reinforces the last one. So these parents are firstly really showing the gender role. So I am sticking with the conservative Christian, even if they don't give that vibe. The father is outside like doing housework. He's just standing on a ladder. Doesn't look like he's really doing anything, but just standing on a ladder, probably just to get out of childcare. And then mom sitting on the couch surrounded by all her kids. And he gets off the ladder and goes to their holiday destination. And then what she does, this mother calls in the oldest daughter and hands her the young child before she runs away to the holiday destination. And like, so firstly, this does confirm the fact they do have younger kids and just didn't say what happened to them. I don't know where they go during the day. Is she a stay-at-home mom? Are they at daycare? Where are they? I don't know. Apparently they exist. We weren't told about them. Clearly aren't important enough. But being like, oh, we're going on holiday, so daughter, come fulfill your role as mother, please. Here's a baby. This is all your responsibility now. Take care. Good luck. See you when we want to come back. You can't do that. You can't fucking do that. It's so unfair, especially when there's like this whole idea of being like, we're gonna have kids whether they, like, our current kids want more or not. We're gonna have more just because we want to. And it's like, you are making that decision being like, well, it's my decision, they're my children, I'm the one who has to look after them. But you fucking aren't, though. You just like leave them with one of your other children and make it her responsibility. So like, you aren't just being selfish in one way, right? But you are actively like putting more responsibility on the children that you already have, because you know you are going to leave them with the responsibility of also fulfilling a parenting role. You know that your like kids are old enough to like do childcare and do all of this stuff, so you take advantage of that. I think that, yeah, everyone deserves a break. I think everyone deserves to like go on holiday and like celebrate their anniversaries or whatever. But I actually think that if you have 20 kids, you've kind of just fucking done this to yourself, right? Like, like you can't just be like, I have free childcare. No, listen, hear me out. I talked a moment ago about how, you know, they're not going to get in a babysitter because babysitters are usually just teenagers. And so people don't do that because they have teenagers and they're not going to get a teenager to look after a teenager. But firstly, once again, you're not going to get a teenager to babysit 20 kids. It's not fucking happening. You need an actual qualified adult to look after this many kids, preferably multiple to look after this many kids. But also, I think in general, like, you pay people to babysit. And I think in this sort of situation, like, if you're going to be giving this sort of responsibility to your daughter, she deserves compensation. Like, she absolutely 100% deserves compensation. That is a full-time fucking job that she is doing as a teenager. She has her own shit to do. She probably has exams to study for, homework to do. And now she's left taking care of, like, what, 12 kids under the age of, like, 13? And you're just like, sick, I get to go on holiday. No, you don't get to go on holiday. I'm sorry. If you have a manageable amount of children, then sure, maybe. I still think if you're going to get one of your children to look after them, you have to fucking pay them for their work and their time. Like, if you're going to pay a stranger, like a random teenager, you should also pay your own child. But I know that's probably a controversial take, but she's still doing the labor. You chose to be a stay-at-home mom, if that is what you're doing. She did not choose to be a surrogate parent. Yeah, that was something that she was given. That's not a choice that she had, so you have to pay her for that. Buying her food and like housing her doesn't count because she's your child and you're a parent, and that's not compensation. I really do think, like, I know it's hard to make like child labor laws, but I just truly do think that this violates the child labor law. She's doing free labor. She's being a surrogate parent and doing like all of this work for like no compensation other than just having her basic needs met. And like, that's just fine. You're just like allowed to do that. And then what if she never talks to you again after she moves out? Are you gonna be like, we gave her so much, why doesn't she talk to us? We gave her so much. We loved her so much. Or are you just like not even gonna notice? Because you're like, I have so many kids, I don't really care. There's enough of them. You know, if she never speaks to me again, it's fine. Because I have like 19 others. But like slowly as they all move out, they like, you lose contact the more you go. I feel like the only ones who potentially I'm like, you could maintain some sort of relationship with would be like the younger ones, because they've never had to do like the parenting thing. But I also feel like if they have empathy, they might resent you for how you like treated their siblings, and also the fact that you possibly neglected them and like relied on their siblings to do a lot of their childcare. You are breeding resentment amongst your children because, you know, they're going to resent each other for the responsibilities they have. It's like, I spent years of my life having to look after you, and that put my like academic career in like a really terrible spot. I like failed exams because I had to spend so much time looking after my siblings. Like, you know, like there is so much happening that is like impacting all of the lives of these kids in ways that is like going to have like lifelong negative effects. But why would they care? Why would they care? They don't have to fucking do anything. They have 20 kids and no responsibility because they have 20 kids and they can look after themselves, and that's so upsetting. Those are all the videos that I was sent, but I did go and like look at their account and like take a screenshot of it because I was just curious about like, I was just curious. And so I am curious as to what their account looks like how many followers and stuff they have, because I'm always curious about this sort of thing. They have 66k followers, which is, it's a lot, like, but it's not as many as other families of similar size have. I love that they've put the pronouns him/her, and I know that that is because they like joint own the account, so it is him and her, but like it's really funny because that's kind of like, it's giving like agender, it's giving non-binary. But this once again makes me feel like maybe they aren't Christian conservatives, but it does say John 4:24 in their bio, so they are at the very least Christian, so that makes sense. How else do you end up with 20 kids? The bio was just get ready with me, lipstick emoji, live in, hashtag bougie on a budget, Italian emoji, marriage, motherhood, marketing, music, ring emoji, at Chris Hart, family, at the Hart fam, John 24, fire heart. I mean, that feels like a pretty, that makes a lot of sense for what their bio would be. And then, you know how on TikTok, you can like edit the like thumbnail into like, it doesn't have to be a frame from the TikTok, it can be a separate thing. They do that a lot, and they use AI images of themselves. Why? And they don't even look like them. I'm so baffled. Girl, especially her, like, that's not what you, they're pinned post, like, that is not what either of you look like. What is happening? Oh my god, they've got like this one thumbnail that's like all of their kids really tiny and fucking terrifying, by the way. And then these two, oh, and they're holding a flag, like the kids are holding a flag that says 20 kids on a red flag, by the way, which I think is pretty good imagery that they absolutely did not do on purpose, but I think is perfect. They're making a heart together, the parents. She has angel wings and a halo, and behind them is like a giant cross and like stuff, and it makes it look like she's fucking dead. This makes it look like she died and is like, this is like in memory of their mother. They're also surrounded by like hearts and roses, but also just 3 chili peppers there. So I feel like, did AI get confused, or are they like, is there meant to be just 3 random chili peppers next to them? I don't know. Fuck though. What is the post? It's just photos. What are the photos? Oh, there are no photos. It's just the one. That's the entire post. They're just using it like Instagram. Who uses TikTok to post a photo? You're using this app wrong. What are you doing? Clock it. Okay, this one needs a post of its own. Went back in chat and played around with the Valentine trends. I'll post the other ones next, and be creative. Answer chat, but goof around and have fun. I will learn your personality too. Okay, well, that's just a whole other can of worms. Just a whole other can of worms that I've just opened with that one. Oh, also on the book in front of them, sorry, I didn't see when I didn't click on it, there's like a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, and they're holding a book that says Epic Love, Majestic Joy. There's also only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 kids in the picture, even though they're holding up a flag that says 20 kids. Are they all buried in the graveyard behind them? Is that what's happening? Are they dead? Like, how are you gonna have a sign that says 20 kids and not have 20 kids in the picture? Who got left behind? Who doesn't matter? It's all those pesky high school and kindergarten kids that didn't get mentioned in the video earlier. And then just being like, I'll answer chat later, and I'll get to know chat's personality too. Bet on these kids being like partially raised up by ChatGPT. like these are those people who go, hey chat, can you sing my kids a lullaby? Can you read my kids a story? Like, they have so many kids that the responsibility falls on the shoulders of the oldest daughter, and also like they're not reading books to their kids, they're getting ChatGPT to tell stories. They're like going in there being like, hey chat, what should I do with my kid today? What should I tell my kid? ChatGPT is a co-parent. I've decided that immediately right in this moment, because that makes so much sense for them. It's absolutely what's happening. And also they make whole other can of worms. This is unsurprising and also just really fucking sad. Yeah, all right. So that's a fun note to end on. Thank you, Kat, for sending me all of these horrible TikToks. Maybe I'll come back and make another video about these guys at another point in time as well. So if you enjoyed this video and would like to see me do like a proper, more prepared dive into them and like learn more about them and get my hands all grubby in their lives, do let me know and maybe I can make that happen. All right, so a huge thank you to my Kiwi Cat patrons: Polar Bee, Sienna, Alicia, Marielle, Bree, Bay the Trucker, Chastity, Beckett, Prismatic Petey, Sushi Kawaii, Phil the Duck, Jessie, River, Queen Glimmer, Ella, Mr. Noodle, Radsack, Knitting Menace, Chris, Ellie, Alexis, and Bobby. I love and appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. Keep fighting. I love you. Mwah.
When you close your eyes, you replay